Pika-chillin. Just got my chair and my Pikachu here. Let me move my case out of the way and play something chill, like some Cat Stevens. Cause I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. A leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. And if I ever lose my legs, oh, it's not supposed to be legs. If I ever lose my hands, lose my plow, lose my lands. Yes, if I ever lose my hands, oh, if I won't have to work no more. And if I ever lose my colors all run dry. Yes, if I ever lose my eyes, oh, if I won't have to cry no more. Cause I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. A leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. And if I ever lose my legs, I won't moan and I won't beg. Yes, if I ever lose my legs, oh, if I won't have to walk no more. And if I ever lose my mouth and all my teeth go north and south. Yes, if I ever lose my mouth, oh, if I won't have to talk. But did it take long to find me? Oh, I'd ask the faithful light. Did it take long to find me? And are you gonna stay the night? I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. A leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. 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 Need more chill vibes. So we are here, Pika-chillin. Jew and original. Here we go. Why am I having such trouble? Whatever. I'll skip that intro part. It'll come to me. This is my song, Ice on the Roses. A thought is like a drink won't last. When someone makes you think of something in your past. A memory is real as what's perceived. A flower breaks the seal of dirt under the leaves. And with every ounce of rain, the darkness brings a battle. The dawn breaks like a chain, night crumbles like a castle. Before the summer light defeats the sleet and snow, the seeds begin to fight, the ground yields to the growth. Anyway, it's all out of focus where no one notices. Beautiful, bogus, ice on the roses. Out of focus where no one notices. Beautiful, bogus, ice on the roses. Clothes are pretty bright, my eyes are pretty worn. I've seen a million sights the day that I was born. My heart is like the sea is like the moon is like my thoughts, returning pretty soon. But they're gonna be out of focus where no one notices. Beautiful, bogus, ice on the roses. Out of focus where no one notices. Beautiful, bogus, ice on the roses. Focus where no one notices. Beautiful, bogus, ice on the roses. Out of focus where no one notices. Beautiful, bogus, ice on the roses. Getting a little excited at the end there for a Pika-chillin day. Let's see, you know what's coming up? We're past Valentine's Day, meaning that St. Patrick's Day is next. That's a holiday you really want to be ready for. Let's try some wolf tones then. I was 18 years old when I went down to Dublin with a fistful of money and a carload of dreams. Take your time, said me father, stop rushing like hell. Remember, all's not what it seems to be. 'Cause there's fellas who'll cut you for the coat on your back, or the watch that you got from your mother. So take care of me, young bucko, mind yourself well. Won't you give this sweet note to me, brother? At the time, Uncle Benji was a policeman in Brooklyn. My father, the youngest, looked after the farm. When the phone call from America said send the lad over, the old fella said sure, wouldn't do any harm. For I spent my life working this dirty old ground for a few pints of porter and the smell of the pound. Sure, maybe there's something you learn or you see, you can bring it back home, make it easy on me. I landed in Kennedy, a big yellow taxi, carried me and my bags through the streets and the rain. While my poor heart was thumping around with excitement, I hardly even heard what my driver was saying. We came in the short drive through the flatlands of Brooklyn, my uncle's apartment on East 53rd. I was feeling so happy, I was humming a song, and I sang "You're as free as a bird." Well, the short end story, what I found out that day, was that Benji got shot down in an uptown parade. while I was flying my way to New York, poor Benji was lying in a cold city morgue. So I phoned the old fella and I told him the news. I could tell he could hardly stand up in his shoes, and he wept as he told me, go ahead with the plan, and never forget, be a proud Irish man. So I went down to Nellie's outside Fordham Road, where I started to learn about lifting the load. But the heaviest thing that I carried then, was the bittersweet thoughts of my hometown so dear. I went home that December cause the old fella died, to borrow some money from Phil on the side, and all the bright flowers and grass couldn't hide the poor wasted face of my father. I sold up the old farmland for what it was worth, into my bag snuck a handful of earth. Then I boarded a train and I caught me a plane. I found myself back in the US again. It's been 22 years since I set foot in Dublin. My kids know to use the correct knife and fork, but I'll never forget the green grass and the rivers as I keep law and order on the streets of New York. Alright, what time is it now? Been on here for a minute. Here's one that I by no means just started writing, but it's still in the writing phase. I wouldn't record this yet. It's in the performing, trying things out. I'm even hoping to get one of my buddies to co-write on it. I call it I May Never Need to Sleep. Black stars keep it dark from covering the earth tonight. Nothing new, boy, I'm glad to be back. Lost the match, but I'm not going down without a fight. I may I'm gonna finish it with one more cover, I think, and then that's about all the time I have for today. Pika-chillin, so something chill. Here's some John Denver. I often have wandered in deep contemplation. It seems that the mind runs wild when you're all alone. The ways that it could be, the ways that it should be, things I do differently if I could do them again. I've always loved springtime, the passing of winter, the green of the new leaves, and life flowing on, the promise of morning, the long days of summer, warm nights of loving her beneath the bright sun. I'm just an old cowboy from high Colorado, too old to ride anymore, too blind to see. I sleep in the city now, away from the mountains, away from the cabin we always called home. I dreams I left there on an old Palomino, whispering Jessie rode right by my side. I long to hold her, to hear her soft breathing, the touch of her cool hand on my fevered brow. Whispering Jessie still rides in the mountains, still sings in the canyon, still lives in my heart. Well, that's about all the time I have for today, guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll be back real soon. Pikachu, I'm not sure when he's going to be back, but I'm sure he'll be in another one of these very soon, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And y'all have a good night.